How's everyone tonight? Wednesday night, new release day, always a fun day. And yeah, we're starting early tonight. Like, that's hard for me to remember too. I'm so ingrained to us starting at 10 o'clock. I have to think about it when we start earlier. But we're doing that because we've got donruss football tonight. And even though we're only doing a third of a case of it, it is a massive break, like 1,500 cards or so in that third of a case. So I figure, you know what? It's going to take us a while to get everything done tonight, so we might as well start early. What we have on tap this evening, a full case of clearly authentic baseball that just came out today, then a half case of the Leaf autograph football jerseys, and then behind that will be the donruss football. So if you're here for donruss, you have probably got, I don't know, I'm going to say somewhere in the 20 to 30 minute range, something like that. But if you're going to wander off, don't wander off quite yet, because we do have a little info to go over before things get started tonight. And excuse me for 1 second, but I think I have to go blow my nose. I'm so sorry. I'm having some kind of weird allergy thing. Give me just 1 second. Okay, now at least hopefully that means that you won't have to listen to me sniff and snort and things all night. Whew, sorry about that. That just kind of came out of nowhere. Odd. Anyway, here's what we're starting off with tonight. A note about feedback. That's just to let you know that I automated that a while ago, a long time ago. And that means that you don't ever have to wait on me to get caught up on feedback. So anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. That's the good news. And then, of course, the second thing is to say thanks, because I appreciate each and every one of you who comes by and chats with me, bids and breaks with me, come by and hang out and watch the break and all that fun stuff. What we are looking at right now, these are breaks that are coming up in the next few days. They're already listed on eBay, and we'll be breaking them over the next 5 days. So tomorrow night is a case of Elements Football, a second case of Clearly Authentic, and then we're going to do a full case of Chrome. So that'll be fun. Friday, a single football jersey. It's been a while since we've done one of those, not in a half case. Leaf Flash Football, guys, at this point, I don't know if that's going to be here Friday or not. I have not yet seen tracking for it. There's a remote possibility that it could still show up Friday. But here's what will happen. If it doesn't show up Friday, we'll, of course, just run the break like it is because it's already up there and listed. And then as soon as I know when it's actually going to be delivered here in my hands, we may have to reschedule that break. That's just an FYI. It says that in the description, but I'm telling you here as well. Certified football, we'll break a case of that on Friday night too. Saturday, another half case of the Leaf football jerseys. What I just said about Flash football will apply again. A full case of Noir basketball. Woohoo! I managed to come up with another one of those. And then some more donruss football. On Sunday, we're also going to start at 9:30. And we'll open Elements and Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition, because guess what? I found another one of those. It just came today. And then another half case of Allen and Ginter. On Monday, Immaculate Baseball, which, yeah, you got it. I found another one of those today, too. Everybody's bringing all their stuff back from the National, so I was able to pick up some things that we have been out of stock on. So Monday night will be the full case of Immaculate Baseball, a half case of Gold Standard Football, which will be the back half and the last of the Gold Standard, and then also another case of Certified. So that's what we look like in the 5 days ahead tonight. Here's what we look like. We're going to have, we're starting off actually with Clearly Authentic. That's what's breaking first. And then Leaf football jerseys, and then donruss football. As you can see, there are a couple of different projected shipping dates. Anytime you do a break with me that has completely free shipping, it's going to go out 6 or 7 days after an auction ends on average. Sometimes I can slide, a jersey or something in here or there ahead of that time. But to be on the safe side, we're going to project the jerseys tonight, which ship out on Wednesday the 15th. If you're in the jersey break and your team does not hit, the consolation card that you're entitled to, which can be from any year in any series, I'm going to typically hold on to that, and I would ship it with your next package the next time you do pull a card or an item, again, because it's free shipping. And if you want that sent sooner, you just drop me a message in eBay, and I'll put that consolation card in a plain white envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it your way. The paid shipping breaks tonight, which are Clearly Authentic and Donruss, I'm projecting those out to go Monday. I would like to get them out to you sooner than that. It just depends on how long it takes to sort and some stuff like that. So to be on the safe side, I will project Monday. Know if I can get it to you sooner, I will. Donruss, you don't have to worry about consolation cards. Clearly Authentic, if you get skunked in that break, your consolation card or cards will ship with the rest of the break, okay? Because that is a paid shipping break. So now we are starting off with the Leaf jerseys tonight. I thought we were starting off with Clearly Authentic. Look at that. I was wrong. I've lost my mind. It's just because I'm excited and want to get into Clearly Authentic. But hey, I'm excited about the football jerseys too. So 4 boxes of 2018 Leaf autographed football jerseys. This is a half case break. It is break number 5. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Wednesday night, the 8th of August. And of course, our format is team names on the left and your name up in lights across from your team, or rather your eBay username is up in lights across from your team if you were the winning bidder tonight. This is the start of a new case of Leaf jerseys. So what that means to you is this. I'm going to take all 8 of them out of the box, and I will number each of them on the end. The stack's going to be really tall, and you're not necessarily going to see them all unless you want me to pick up the camera and show you them all numbered. But I do number them all, and then I use random.org to go and figure out which ones we open tonight versus which ones we open in the next part of the break. Now I see we have Jay Allen in the house and Aaron Burnett. Aw, Aaron got sniped on his bids tonight, man. I'm sorry. And James, I'm excited to see Clearly Authentic tonight, too. I would be super excited about that. Chris, yeah, tonight was a 9:30 start time. Of course, that said that in the description. I know you guys are just super used to me starting at 10, but that's also why I always put it on those, where we do those looks ahead and we're looking at the 5 days ahead sort of deal. I always try to highlight on there when we are starting early, because while I don't do it often, certainly I do it from time to time. And I know once you get in the habit, I'm in the same habit of being 10 o'clock. I wouldn't necessarily read my description either. If I were you, I would just assume it's going to be 10 o'clock. But nope, tonight's early, and we've got an early night on Sunday too. So sometimes when we have got loads of cards coming, and I know it's going to be a really long break, sometimes I will start us a little early just so we don't run quite so late, which is, of course, the case tonight. So I'm getting all of our little jerseys numbered there. And now let's wander over here to random.org and figure out which ones we're going to open tonight. Okay, so there's our 1 through 8. It's going to be the first 4 numbers. It gives us 8, 6, 2, and 3. So 2, 3, 6, and 8 we're opening up tonight. 2, 3, 6, and 8. So let me get these others out of the way. Here's 2 and 3. Let's get rid of 4 and 5. We need to get rid of 7. All right, there's 2, 3, 6, and 8. Let me get these others put back in their case, and then we'll get started. Okay, so you probably noticed a minute ago too that I changed the focus, right? I took the autofocus off and set it to a manual focus. That does make the background go out of focus a little bit, but that's on purpose. That's so we can see our cards up closer and we don't have to worry about all that dumb zooming in and out that autofocus does. Bobby says, thank God he has notifications on, so it notified him that we were starting early. Oh, I like it. All right, so first out tonight, Todd Gurley for the Rams. Mr. Todd Gurley, there is your signature. It is a Beckett authentication. We've got a Beckett little card that goes with it. Make sure you find that card if this jersey's coming to you. And there's his name. So it's going to be folded up usually inside the jersey. And if you're like me, you get excited when you get things in the mail. You're going to take it out and like, woo, look at this, right? And then guess what? That little card goes flying somewhere. So that's why I'm telling you that it'll probably, you know, be folded up in there. So make sure before you get it out and go, woo, that you find the card if you want to keep it. Cody, Clearly Authentic is after our jersey break here. Jerseys are first. Clearly Authentic second tonight. Looks like we've got LaDainian Tomlinson coming out. There's your signature. You've got a Leaf authentication and a player hologram authentication and a Leaf COA like credit card type thing in there too. So LaDainian Tomlinson and Todd Gurley so far. Let's see who else we've got. I love these jerseys. And I'm kind of digging breaking them in the half case. Oh, this is fun. Oh, this makes somebody so happy. Oh, my goodness. Somebody is about to be so happy. Look who it is, kids. Oh, yeah, that would be Barkley as in Saquon Barkley. Yeah, it is. There is a PSA DNA COA. There is your autograph on the jersey, and there's your PSA DNA sticker. And the Giants just had a big ba-booming hit. How about that? Yeah, man. Saquon Barkley for the Giants. Woo! This is why we love half cases. That is a sweet, sweet, sweet hit, my friends. Well, they've all been nice, but that was particularly nice. And here is Roger. I never say his last name right. He's Cardinal, right? I'm going to double check it, but I believe he's a Cardinal. There's your Leaf hologram and your Leaf credit card authentication. And Roger, whose last name I'm not going to pronounce right. So, hey, why try? Let me see if I'm right, if he's a Cardinal. I think he was. I mean, was, not is. He's obviously way long time ago retired. A Hall of Famer, as a matter of fact. But don't let that fool you into thinking I could pronounce his name. Doesn't matter how many times I hear it, I'm not going to get it right. So, we all know that about me, don't we? Yes, St. Louis Cardinals, that's what I thought, but now it is all verified, and we're all happy, good, and now we know. Cody, did you say you've got 3 of 3 of the jerseys tonight? You hit 3 of 4 of the jerseys tonight? Dang, man, that is nice. All right, so we have our Hall of Famer, Roger. We're just going to go with Roger W. And once again, that one headed to the Arizona Cardinals. Next out, folded kind of weirdly, but nonetheless, the important part, it's Todd Gurley for the Rams, if we can get that so you can kind of see his signature in there. LaDainian Tomlinson for the Chargers was another super nice hit tonight. But my favorite, probably your favorite, probably the favorite, the big, booming Saquon Barkley jersey hit. Oh, I love that. PSA DNA certified, no less. Signature down there, PSA DNA right there. And that Saquon Barkley is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Vladislav, you said you have the Rams and the Chargers. Well, then you've got 2 coming your way, it sounds like then. I don't know who's got what. I just saw somebody up there a minute ago type 3 of 3. So I thought somebody hit 3 of the ones we had opened. Maybe he meant 3 of 3 as in good hit. I don't know, guys. But obviously, if you bid and you won the spot, whoever you are, it will be coming your way. Give me 1 sec, guys, to get these put away, and then we'll move on. Okay, and you know what? Just for informational purposes, once again, here is the spreadsheet showing who has what in the jerseys. And by the way, guys, if this looks blurry to you, if you're watching it from a browser, youtube.com, hit refresh and it'll take care of it. Sometimes I'm told it looks blurry when the spreadsheet goes up. Okay, so our Rams, cool cards 30, our Chargers, cool cards 30, and our Giants, who had our Giants tonight? Our Giants with CP Dudas, or Dudas, whichever. I don't know which way to say it. You know I'm going to be wrong. And then we're just going to call that one Michael Fed. How about that? Michael Fed with the Cardinals. So that's who hit in our jersey break tonight. What you're looking at right now, if you didn't happen to see this when it was up the first time, gives you a little information about what's coming up. So Clearly Authentic is next, then Donruss Football. Clearly Authentic sounds like it's a lot because it's a 20-box case, but guys, it's not, because they're encased cards and it's a fairly quick break. So if you're here for Donruss, don't go too far away, you know, maybe 15 minutes or so. 20, I would say, at the outset. And projecting a Monday shipping date for Clearly Authentic and Donruss. If I can get it out to you faster, I would love to. I'm going to try really hard to, but in case I can't, I'm going to stick to Monday. If I can get it out sooner, I will. The jerseys, again, projecting to ship out on Wednesday because they're free shipping breaks. Those usually go out once every 6 or 7 days. And if, again, sometimes I can get it out a little earlier. If I can, I will. And consolation cards, if you get skunked in Clearly Authentic, your consolation cards will ship with the rest of the break because it's a paid shipping break. In the jerseys, if you are due a consolation card for a team that was not pulled, typically I'm going to hold that and send it the next time you have a package where you do pull something. I track that for a 90-day period. If you want it heading your way sooner, you just shoot me a message on eBay. Let me know. I'll slap it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and it will head your way. So we are rolling right on down the road to 20 boxes of 2018 Topps Clearly Authentic Baseball. This is a case break number 1 because it just came out today. And of course, like everything else we're opening tonight, it ended tonight on eBay, Wednesday night, the 8th of August. Same format with teams on the left, winning bidders there across from it on the right-hand side. We had one team with no hits. I didn't find out until this afternoon. I took care of that with our winning bidder, so they are not stuck with that team. I went in then and ended the auction for break number 2. That is the Tampa Bay Rays. So be aware, guys, Rays have no hits in the product. And then we had a team that was sold but not paid for, and that would be the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, at last, we are ready to rip in. I gotta get all the boxes out of here, so it's gonna be like a little mini earthquake probably for a minute. I need to get a different table. My little table is not the sturdiest, maybe, so it shakes my camera around a lot when I'm getting in these cases and getting boxes out and such. I'm excited to get into Clearly Authentic. First of all, you guys know I like the products like this, like the Archive Signature Series, Active Player Edition, Clearly Authentic, all of these that are, you know, all hits and encased products. I like them. I think they're pretty awesome. So I'm always excited to get into stuff like this. And believe me, I have been anxiously waiting all day myself. So there you go. Aaron is asking in chat that if the person who hit the Saquon Barkley autographed jersey, if that person would like to sell the jersey, Aaron wants to buy it because he's sad that he didn't have the Giants tonight. So if anybody whoever has it, it shouldn't be anybody, because it's if whoever won it is interested in selling that to Aaron, please, please jump into chat and let him know, or you can always send me a message on eBay and let me know. That sort of thing. Bobby, I just noticed you said, I just now noticed that you said Saquon Barkley is no Darius, guys. I didn't notice that a while ago. I know, did you think I was insulting you, man, Darius, guys? I was not, but you know what? I love Saquon Barkley. I really do. And he seems like, beyond the fact that he's an excellent player, he seems like just a really stand-up kind of guy. You know, everything you read and hear about him is pretty cool. So, as you guys can see, this is one encased card per box. So we're not going to get them all out before we look at it, but I am going to get a decent number of them out so that we have a handful that we can look at before we'll have to stop and take plastic off again. But I'm always anxious to find cards in here. And I will tell you, I think it was it this? It was either this or Archive Signature Active Player Edition last year, where we hit a nice little 1-of-1 Aaron Judge. And we're going to have a bonus, because you know what just came out? A redemption. And you know what happens when you have a redemption? Topps gives you an extra little card. So we have one box that was going to have 2 hits in it. It will have the encased card that we're expecting, and then it also has the redemption. So we're going to have a bonus hit. Oh, there's another one with a redemption. So we're going to have a couple of extra cards in this break by way of our redemptions, which I'm just setting them both right there. There's 2 of them. And hey, as far as I'm concerned, keep them coming, right? We just get extra hits. Like, sure, you want to give us some more redemptions in here? Go for it. Go for it, Topps. Actually, we've got this many of them out. We may as well just take the rest. Oh, a third one. See, look at that. We're racking up all kinds of extra hits by way of redemptions. We may as well just take the rest out. We're this far in. We don't have that many left to open. Let's just get them all out, and then we can plow through them. So 3 redemptions sitting right here in a pile so far. And means instead of 20 hits in this break, we will have 23. I do like the way that Topps does that. You know, Panini would go out of business if they did that, because they have so many redemptions in some of their products that I don't think there's enough hits in the world for them to give you an extra one every time. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm just saying. We're getting close. We're getting close. So I don't have a whole lot of this, guys. We've got the one we're breaking tonight, of course. There's one breaking tomorrow night. There is one scheduled, I think, well, maybe not yet scheduled to break for next week. And I've got some of this lost in transit too. That's just not good. That was, I mean, I have what we need for tonight, tomorrow night. Thank goodness, got delivered today. But some other that's supposed to have been delivered, UPS has kind of lost it. So, you know. As usual, we'll leave our 3 redemptions for last. So let's look at what we have here. So first out, we have Rowdy Reed for the Nationals. And that is numbered to 99. For my Cincinnati Reds, it is Luis Castillo. Coming out for the Diamondbacks, it is Jimmy Sherfy for the D-backs. Next out, Paul Goldschmidt, and that is numbered to 50, and of course that's on the Father's Day parallel. So the Diamondbacks actually pulling back-to-back hits there. Here comes our case hit, and it's nice. That's Lou Brock, numbered to 99 for the St. Louis Cardinals. I like a little Lou Brock. For the Angels, who really just want Ohtani and don't care about Troy Scribner probably, but right now we have Troy Scribner for you. We're going to hope we find you something. Maybe we'll find you something else in here too, but at least we've got you started. Silver Slugger Award, that is numbered to 75. It is Charlie Blackmon for the Rockies on that insert. Victor Robles, this is nice. Baseball's finest All-Stars to 199. So Nats, you've got a couple of hits, and the Robles there, very nice. Frankly, he should have plenty of time to sign, right? Because he's been injured. Tommy Pham, Cardinals. Atlanta Braves with Max Fried. And another nice insert. This is a Mother's Day insert. Ian Happ and the Cubbies. And is that not numbered? Huh, that's weird. I guess it's not, but I thought it would be. But apparently it is not. But next out, a reliever award numbered to 5 for the Astros with Craig Kimbrell. That's a nice hit for the Astros. A little Craig Kimbrell to 5 is excellent. For the Nats, how about Victor Robles again? Because you may as well just load up on him. Have one and a spare. Now we are loaded up on inserts in this case. Hunter Renfroe to 75 on the Mother's Day insert for the San Diego Padres. Did I show you the back of that? I might not have. There it is. And another Ian Happ. And this one is numbered to 99. Also a Mother's Day insert because we're having loads of those in here. More so than normal, as a matter of fact. Christian Villanueva for the Padres. You're surprised I got that name right, aren't you? Greg Allen and the Indians. Greg Allen is numbered to 99. For the Oakland A's, we have Dustin Fowler, because you know you're not going to get out of a break without finding an Oakland A or two. And then we have a nice Rafael Devers. Excellent. For the Red Sox. Very nice. And a green Whit Merrifield for the Kansas City Royals to 99. But you know what? We're not done yet, even though that's all the hits we're supposed to have, because we had 3 redemptions. So we had 3 bonus hits, and I like it. And you know the drill. We're going to flip them over, but I will also go to the checklist because we always kind of roll over to the checklist and verify these, even though we're probably going to know them all, most likely. We're going to flip them over, and that's just kind of how I roll, so everybody can see it. Jose Ramirez, that is a Clearly Authentic Awards autograph. Then we have a green parallel of Clint Frazier, nice. And a Salute, Clearly Authentic Salute autograph, black parallel. That sounds like that's going to be very low numbered, doesn't it? It sounds like it's going to be very low numbered for Chris Sale. Here's the deal, though. They don't tell us on the Topps website what things are going to be numbered to. They do on Panini, but they don't on Topps. They make us guess. Actually, usually you don't have to guess, but on black, I don't know what that's going to be numbered to. I should know, but I don't know. I think it's very low numbered anyway. Okay, so we've got to find the Clearly Authentic Salute autograph. We'll just find that one out of here first. And there is Chris Sale, Red Sox. And again, of course, it doesn't tell us what it's numbered to. Clint Frazier is in the Clearly Authentic autograph with just the green parallel, which means we can just find him up here. We just know it'll be the green parallel, which I think should be numbered to 99. Of course, he is a Yankee. And then we've got to find our Clearly Authentic Awards autographs, which are down here. There is Jose Ramirez and, of course, the Indians. So there, everybody is all verified and ready to go. So I guess I didn't write. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, well, we'll do it right now. And then we're going to recap this break of Clearly Authentic, which I think was a pretty good one. I would have liked to maybe seen a few more teams come out. You know, we had some duplication of teams, but that seems to happen a lot these days. So Chris Sale, redemption, Red Sox. The Jose Ramirez, redemption, Indians. The Clint Frazier, redemption for the Yankees. And then from here, we're just going to kind of blow through these fairly quickly. That was a Royal, Indians, Padres, Nationals. Red Sox with the nice Devers. A's, Cubbies, Red Sox. So the Red Sox, you know what? You did really well. You got the Craig Kimbrell to 5, and then you've got the Chris Sale and the black parallel. You know what? You had a nice break, man. And then you had Devers in there, too. There is Cubbies again, Cardinals, Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks a second time. The Reds, the Nationals. Can't leave the Braves out. Braves are there. Another nice hit for the Nationals. Charlie Blackmon, a nice hit for the Rockies. The Angels with Scribner. And then the Cardinals with our case hit, our Lou Brock case hit. So that is the first case of Clearly Authentic. Is all in the books now. Is going to bring us right on to Donruss Football. If I can get us to the right, if I can get myself on the right page and then you on the right page, we'll be in good shape. Okay, so if you didn't happen to see this one of the other times that I had it up there, I am projecting a Monday shipment for Clearly Authentic and Donruss. You do not have to worry about consolation cards in Donruss. There are, oh gosh, just under 1,500 cards will be in this break. So every team is going to pull loads and loads of cards. No worries about nobody's going to get skunked in this break. Let's put it like that. There's plenty of cards to go around. So this is 6 boxes of 2018 Donruss Football. It's a third of a case. It's break number 1, which means, oh yeah, the yuck part. We got to take all 18 boxes out of here. Number them on the end. We'll use random.org to determine which 6 we open tonight versus the ones that are left that we were going to get the next time around. Oh, Dennis, you said that the Scribner is worth more than the Ohtani. Jeff was asking what jerseys were hit. Oh, Jay Allen's already hooked me up on that. Thank you, Jay Allen, for answering that for Jeff. All right, I'm getting this big. I'm not dropping this big honking case up on that table because, A, it weighs a lot. It'd probably break my poor little table. And B, it's absolutely gonna earthquake you. And you can about see all 18 boxes anyway, so it's sitting in my chair at the momento while I get them all out and stacked on the table. Greg's here. Hey, Greg. What's happening? I wondered where you were tonight. I thought maybe you didn't remember that we were starting at 9:30 tonight because you're usually there right when we start. So I was thinking, oh man, Greg has got to be busy tonight. I'm used to you jumping in there to say hello every evening. Okay, so all 18 are out. Now let's get all 18 numbered. And then well, I did a terrible job, but we know what number that is. It's kind of at a weird angle, and, you know, I don't know. So, yes, they're not numbered pretty, but they're numbered. And then, of course, we'll roll over and let our friend random.org assist us in determining which ones we're going to tear into tonight. So let's get ourselves back over to here. Oh, yes, I did. Daggone it. Go back. Okay, I think I managed to get them all on one line apiece finally. So there is our 1 through 18. We're going to take the first 6 numbers that come out. So that is 6, 2, 18, 3, 5, and 14. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3, 5, 6, 14, 18. All right, 2, 3, 5, 6, that's easy. I'm knocking stuff over. And then I can take this whole middle stack out. So hang on a second, guys. Let me get... I need to remove some of the ones that we're not opening and get them back in their case. So bear with me a minute while I get that done. And there's the 14, there's the 18, and I just knocked some more stuff over. See, I told you, earthquaking. These boxes are heavy. It makes the camera shake. I'm sorry. Let me just get the last of them put back. Okay, we are ready to get started with some donruss tonight. And what are we looking for in here? It should be one autograph and one memorabilia card per box. And I mean, so many inserts and parallels that it's kind of crazy. I mean, there's so many. So for the most part, on that sort of stuff, unless it's pretty low numbered, we're not going to spend a lot of time looking at all of the inserts and the numbered stuff and all that kind of jazz. If it's low numbered, we will. But if it's just because, you know how Panini is with this product. I'm sure most of you have opened either donruss basketball or donruss baseball or donruss football before, so you kind of know the drill. Lots of base cards, loads and loads of inserts, loads of numbered things, but most of them kind of high numbered. So on that end, we don't spend a whole lot of time when there's this many cards in a break. Oh, Toby, I'm sorry. Your Saints did not hit. I am sorry to tell you. Tonight it was the Giants, the Cardinals, the Chargers. Giants, Cardinals, Chargers. Who was the other one, guys? Rams. The Rams. Giants, Cardinals, Chargers, and Rams. That's who hit tonight. So I'm sorry you didn't hit tonight, Toby. You know what, though? You've been having pretty good luck as a whole. So, I mean, I know it's a bummer when you don't hit. That's never any fun. I understand that. But at least you have been hitting pretty well. Gina says, if I sew all of my consolation cards together, I'll finally have a jersey. Gina, you make me laugh. There is a Russell Wilson relic that is to $150. $150. No, that is to $150, not to $150. I've got dollars on the brain because I was reading up ahead there. Sorry, I was reading back through chat where Toby said he spent $50 tonight trying to hit the Saints, and he did not hit the Saints, so he's understandably pretty unhappy that he didn't hit. And I wish I could have helped you out, Toby. Unfortunately, we don't have any control over what comes out of those boxes. So ground force, we're going to just look at the inserts kind of the first time through. We're going to find bunches of those. We're going to find quite a few of these team heroes as well, I imagine, with the checkerboard design. I'm guessing probably the majority of them will have the checkerboard design. Tons of rated rookies, and of course, again, loads and loads and loads of base cards. Legends series, is that the Mojo pattern? Maybe. Again, I'm going to assume that probably most of those Legends series are going to have that pattern. We'll find out as we go through. You saw a Kid Reporter card go by. If you have a kid and you want to enter him in that Kid Reporter contest, feel free to write one of the numbers down as it goes by. This is numbered, this says 100 of 109. Can you all see that? Why would it be to 109? Does anybody have any thought on that? Like, why wouldn't it be just to 100? Gridiron Kings, we'll find a fair amount of those. That one, of course, is a rookie Gridiron King for Darius Geis. The champ is here. More standard kind of inserts as we go along. What did you say, Toby? You said you have a Celtic something that you want to sell. I'm not sure what you're saying there that you have that you want to sell. But if you have something that you want to, let me know and I'll announce it out and we'll see if somebody wants it. Our autograph in this box is Mike White for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, Gina, yeah, I know. I don't know why I said, well, I do know why I said $150 instead of numbered to 150. As I said, I was going back and reading the chat message, and I was reading the $50 as I was saying the 150, and it just came out as $150. But yeah, I don't think that card was worth quite $150. I'll grant you that. And Man of the Year inserts, some Elite Series inserts, and I think that's probably the majority of them. So as we pass by those the next time around, Fans of the Game, that's one we haven't looked at yet. These can be autographed, by the way, the Fans of the Game. So now as we pass through those inserts the second time, we're not really going to stop and chat about them because I think we've kind of established the basics of what we're going to find in here. And it's a long haul to look through the rest of these after we have found our autograph and our memorabilia, isn't it? That's always the way. Like when you do the jumbo cases of tops and stuff, it's the same kind of deal. Once you go through the center of each pack and you know what's in the case or what's in the pack, then you're kind of like, oh man, what's we still have the rest of it to look through, but our hits are gone. Oh, we must have ourselves a little proof here. This is an aqueous test proof for Emmanuel Sanders and the Broncos. Gina, you said a sheet has 109 4-inch squares, so they're doing the print run at 109, so they save 2 sheets of paper per roll, which is equal to $12 a case. Dang! Gina, that's pretty impressive. I did not know any of that. But I'm pretty impressed that you know all that like right off the top of your head. That is pretty cool. Mike, it was Roger. You know I can't pronounce his last name. He's your Hall of Famer, Wehrli. Worley or Whirler or however you say it. He's your Hall of Fame player from the Cardinals who has the last name that we all know I can't pronounce. I know. How do you know? See, do you work in the industry, Gina, and you've been just hiding that from us? You haven't been all these nights you've been hanging out with us and you're holding that out? See how it happens? You think you know all the details, and then somebody springs a whole new piece of information on you. Mike, that might have been your Cardinal tonight. Did you have the Cardinals tonight? I think you did. I think I remember reading your name off because we went back and looked after the fact to see who hit what jerseys because A, someone was interested in buying the Saquon Barkley, and B, there was some question about someone I think had typed in 3 of 3, and I took that to mean that they had hit 3 of 3, but really they hadn't. And anyway, the reason we did it was to go back and make sure everybody knew who had what team and clarify anything that we needed to take a second look at. And I believe I remember that you had the Cardinals tonight. So what's going on with this card? I don't guess anything. I don't see it numbered or anything. So just a variation, but not a numbered one. Naheem Hines facing around backwards. There's a Walter Payton Man of the Year. I think that's the first time we saw that particular insert. And there's Jordan King. That is numbered, and it is to 88. So I'm guessing there must be some other kind of magic paper saving advantage to printing it to 88 too. That does make good sense, though. I don't know why that never occurred to me. I guess I just never thought about how many cards would be on one sheet somehow. Never really kind of occurred to me. Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life. That insert series will be found throughout as well. That one has Royce Freeman on it. I think Matthew Berry has autographs in here too, as a matter of fact. And somewhere I think I read that the guy from Steel City has autographs, either in here or in Clearly Authentic. I don't know, or in Allen and Ginter. He's in something. This is numbered to 75. It's die cut Anthony Barr for the Vikings. You want to complete your collection of the blank filler cards? This is numbered to 100. Gridiron Kings, Jameis Winston. And there's a John Elway. I tell you what, I actually asked, many of you have heard me speak of it before, that I have a rep who used to work for Upper Deck. So I asked him a lot of industry type questions along the way, just because I'm interested in various things. I actually asked him where they got these, because I wanted to buy a bunch of them because I use them so much for shipping. I'm like, oh, I would love to just buy a big case of those. And frankly, I can't believe no one sells them, that no one who does supplies sells those things, because they're perfect for putting on top and bottom of, you know, packs for shipping. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you don't, but sometimes you do. But he said that they're actually pretty expensive to produce, or at least they were when he was at Upper Deck. He said they always dreaded having to put them in the product because of how much it increased the cost. Not just the things themselves. I'm sure the shipping weight and everything else factors into that, but he said the little blocks themselves were pretty expensive. Now, I don't know what pretty expensive equates to in that scenario, but, you know, I'm guessing maybe 25 cents, 30 cents a piece, something like that. I don't know. Bobby, this is the first box, man. These take a while. They've got, like, what, 240 cards or so per box, roughly, something like that. There's a nice little Elite Series Darnold. So, yeah, these boxes, no matter the fact that we kind of buzz through our base, it still just takes a while. That one was to 99, and it is Bo Scarborough for the Cowboys. Just takes us a while to get through it, no matter how we handle it. You are asking me what are you asking about the first autograph, what it was numbered to? Mike White was to 499. Oh, I didn't see the question up above it. Daggone. Sorry, YZ. I saw the answer down there, and I'm like, no. I didn't see the first part of the question. I was not operating with all the information. Yes, the Craig Kimbrell was numbered to 5 on that. Was the lowest one in there, other than the one that we don't know what it's going to be numbered to, the black one, which I feel like, I can't remember for sure though, but it could be a 1 of 1, the black, but it's a redemption. So. But Bobby B, thank you for answering YZ on that, because I somehow didn't even see the question. I just saw the any autographs yet, and then I saw the 5. I thought you were asking if the Mike White was numbered to 5. I know, I know. See, starting at 9:30 gets me all off track. I get all messed up. But I just figured this donruss was going to take a while, so I didn't really want us all to be working on donruss at midnight, so... Plus, it's new release day, and I kind of like getting into stuff. I don't like to have to wait on new release day. I'm anxious to see what it is alongside each of you, so... Thought we would just get started a little earlier than normal tonight. And remember, we're starting earlier on Sunday, too. Or this Sunday, anyway. We're going to start at 9:30. Same as we did tonight. We might just start doing Wednesdays at 9:30, maybe. Since they're all new release weeks for the most part. It's super rare for them to give us a week where we don't have a new release. Or 10. Yeah, they were making the rounds today because a bunch of the order window closed today on, or was closing today or tomorrow on something crazy like 10 different products. I guess more if you count the Star Wars stuff and all that. So I kept getting calls all day long. Oh, do you want to up this? Do you want more of that? And texts and emails. And it's like, come on, guys. I always order my stuff early. Like when they announce it, I order it because I'm afraid that I will forget to do it. So the day they send us the message or the email or whatever the case may be and say this is available for ordering, if I want it, I just order it then. But apparently most people do the opposite. And they wait until the very end and then order it. So that's why we get, you know, hit up so much on the day of and the day before and all that. But I'm afraid I would forget if I don't do it when I see it, because, yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm pretty busy most of the time. I do well to remember things that are very important things. That's very important too, but you know what I mean. Trying to remember order dates for months at a time is not a good idea for me. But yeah, they were all dialing for dollars today. This is number 210. We've been pulling Adam Thielen a lot, haven't we? Seems like we have. For the Vikings. It's like we have pulled him a lot lately. Out of various things. Numbered mostly. I don't guess autographed as much, but anyway. So I know we're breaking football, but here's the interesting news of the day from my perspective. The most interesting news of the day was that they're making all those changes to college basketball. And they're going to let kids who don't get drafted return to school if they want to. They don't have to just, you know, be out and go to the G League or go play internationally or any of that stuff. Another press proof. Yeah, they're going to let them return to school. They just have to notify... Did we look at that? I guess we did. They have to notify their athletic director the Monday following the draft, I think is the deal, if they want to return to school. They're going to let them hire agents, I think, starting from high school onward, so they can have agents to advise them. And what else? What was the other change? There was another kind of big change. They haven't for sure said they're changing the age thing, which would eliminate the one and done. That's numbered to 100. Alejandro Villanueva for my Pittsburgh Steelers. But I would imagine that will come next, that they will next announce that. But that has to come from the NBA. The age thing does. All this came from the NCAA. So I've got to dig into it more and find out exactly what we've got going on, but it sounds like a pretty good change. So here is a nice passing the torch card. As you can see, the back side has DJ Chark, and you have a nice patch on the back. And an equally nice patch on the front with Marquise Lee, and that is numbered to 10. So our relic is a nice passing the torch to 10 for the Jags, including our little rookie DJ Chark. Which I think Bobby was saying last night, one of his friends, isn't that right, Bobby and DJ Chark? One of the guys that you said your friend is repping his autograph appearances and stuff. So we should all hit up Bobby. We should all send all of our unsigned DJ Chark stuff to Bobby and have him get it signed. You like that, right? Oh, goodness. I know. I wonder how much these guys get paid to sign stuff in general. Like, probably a fair amount, I would imagine. Well, I remembered the James Washington. Oh, yeah, I wasn't going to forget James Washington because he's a Pittsburgh Steeler, baby. I don't forget my Steelers. I just, on the DJ Chark, I was like, I think that's who it was, but then I wasn't 100% sure, so. The fans of the game, we got to lay her out separate because Chloe Kim just has an NFL symbol up there. Most of those fans of the game will be just like the first one that I showed you, and it had the Patriots logo up there because that particular person was a Patriots fan. That's numbered to 99. So I think all of the fans of the game, actually, other than Chloe Kim, will have a team logo on them. So, of course, they'll go to that team logo. The only one that doesn't, Chloe Kim, will set her aside and use random.org and figure out who's going to take home her trading card. Do any of you guys remember Sport Kings? It's a multi-sport series, and it was really big for a while in, I don't know, maybe the 90s, like the late 90s or the early 2000s. And, of course, Sport Kings wasn't an old brand to begin with, but revived around that time frame. And a nice multi-sport product for a while, for several years, I think. That's numbered to 100. I mean, it even had, like, horse racing memorabilia in it from, like, Secretariat and Triple Crown winners. It was a pretty cool little product. Anyway, there's more Sport Kings coming. I saw a solicitation for it today to order Sport Kings. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So, you know me. I'm a sucker. I ordered it. DJ Moore, rookie phenom. That's nice for the Carolina Panthers. And it is numbered to 25. Got a nice 3-color patch and your autograph there. And do you know what else I got today? This will make somebody happy. There's a little Sam Darnold rookies insert with the checkerboard. I have for us some VIP packs from the National. I have some gold and some silver packs. And here's what I think I'm going to do. Those breaks that I've been talking about that I was going to list, and then, you know, then Bobby thought he'd rather have them listed the other way, which is kind of how I'd been leaning, and then I had convinced myself to do it the opposite. Anyway, the stupid breaks I've been going back and forth on forever. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put them together with some packs, some VIP gold and some VIP silver packs, and then I'm probably just going to offer them up during the breaks. We'll do it at the start and at the end of the night until we get most of the spots or all of the spots sold. And if there are some spots that haven't yet sold and it's been, you know, a week or so, then I will maybe list those teams on eBay. So it's going to be some fixed price stuff. So, no, Bobby, I'm not blaming you. I'm saying I have been going back and forth. That's what I just said. I've been going back and forth about the way I wanted to do it anyway. And then you said, yeah, you really think the other way you'd rather do it. So I was kind of like, yeah, I kind of been thinking that. But then it was just going to be easier to do it the opposite way. So anyway, I've scrapped all of that. We're going to go back to the way that I want to do it, which is the by teams, but we're going to start out trying to do it through chat and stuff like that. So basically, probably starting tomorrow night, at the start of the break and at the end of the break, I'll put up the spreadsheet and show the prices for each of the teams. It's just going to be first come, first serve kind of thing. So if you want a team in there, you're going to see the price for it. Included in the break, we'll do the multi-sport gold and silver packs. I've just got to decide how many of each we'll offer up for each one of those breaks. So I think that's how we're going to roll with it. For anybody who might be interested in greatest hits baseball, greatest hits football, and or greatest hits basketball, I might do that with the Leaf in the Game used as well. But that one's a little harder to price because, you know, it's got the guaranteed Ohtani autograph in it. So, you know, the Angels will bear the brunt of that if we go that way. So, actually, see, Bobby, I was giving you props because you kind of redirected me back in the direction that I wanted to go anyway. There's what I'm talking about. So that would go to the Patriots. But I had just convinced myself that it was going to be too much whatever. Wasn't going to go well on eBay if I listed it that way, is what I had convinced myself of. And this is numbered to 50, Russell Wilson. And it probably wouldn't have gone all that well on eBay, because one thing I have learned about eBay that is, if someone's not really familiar with the product, it's hard to sell it on there. You have to have like stuff like this or National Treasures, things that everybody knows you have any problem with. But when you get into products that aren't widely broken on eBay, like greatest hits and things like that, if they're not expensive, you're fine. But if they are expensive products like these are, and people aren't familiar with them, you know, the bidding just isn't there to support it. And you end up kind of on the unfortunate side of that sometimes. So that's all I was trying to avoid. But I think we'll have some fun with it. And then, of course, the VIP packs from the National, the gold and the silver packs, that's to 100 with Walter Payton, Man of the Year, Kurt Warner, and the Cardinals. It will be a multi-sport thing as well. So we'll probably just the night of the break, we'll open those packs and then use random to distribute what comes out of those packs. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards, unless somebody else has another thought process about it. Juju Smith-Schuster on a little aqueous test proof there. But I ordered a reasonable amount of the gold and silver packs. And from what I've seen, there's really nice stuff coming out of them. I obviously didn't open any yet, but what I have seen online looks to be pretty sweet, which it should be. I mean, they charge a lot of money to get into that VIP party. They give you a lot of cases to go with it, but you don't have a choice of what cases they are. They kind of dictate them to you. And last year, I just was like, that's in Chicago. I don't want to go. This year, I thought, oh, if the VIP package is good enough, I might just bite the bullet and pay the money and go to Cleveland. And then they put all kinds of weird stuff in there this year. Like racing, as in NASCAR racing. And a bunch of strange stuff like that that I just did not want. It's like, yeah, I think I'll pass on paying the $27,000 or so to get a bunch of racing cases. I mean, of course, there was other stuff in there too, but the fun part is you get all those gold and silver packs, and that's why all the people who buy those VIP deals turn around and sell all their gold and silver packs because they're trying to recover the 20-some-odd thousand dollars they spent to get them. A.J. Green for the Bengals. Number 225. And what do we have here? That is numbered to 400 for the Cowboys. You know, I don't know why why Antonio Brown is trying to recruit Dez Bryant to the Steelers. Like, we can't afford Dez Bryant. I don't know what that is about. But he's been working hard to recruit him. But you know, guy needs to get on a team. Because we're not that far out. I mean, preseason games start tomorrow night for pretty much everybody. And he's still holding out. I guess he wants a short-term deal. Because he was offered, I think, a long-term deal. Well, I know he was offered a long-term deal with the Ravens that he turned down. And then I guess word on the street is he turned down a deal from the Browns as well that didn't suit him. And then you kind of end up with nothing. You got no team, and things are getting ready to get kicked off. So he needs to get it together if he wants to play this year. But then again, he's got so much money, he probably doesn't even care, right? He's just like, yeah, it doesn't matter. And then I guess the Hall of Fame is going to change some rules now since T.O. didn't show up and told him to shove it when he was inducted last week or week before last, whenever that was. Last week, I guess. This is the 25 die-cut Sam Bradford for the Cardinals. Note he's in a Vikings uniform, but of course Cardinals correctly noted on the card, and it always is going to go to the team that you see on the card, not necessarily the uniform that the player is wearing. So yeah, now they're saying the Hall of Fame is going to make, if you make it to the ballot, or you have, however it works, if you have enough something to get on the ballot, then they're going to say you have to sign a statement saying that you will attend the induction ceremony, or they won't let you continue on in the balloting process, or something stupid like that. Like, that's just so dumb. Anthony Miller, rookie phenom. That is a nice little hit if you have the Chicago Bears, and it is numbered to 99. But I mean, that was T.O.'s whole thing anyway, about why he didn't want to go. He said that they were not keeping him out of the Hall of Fame based on his stats, which is probably true, because he did have, obviously, good career stats, that they were not voting him in because of his off-the-field issues and his personality and his locker room issues. I mean, you could probably name off a whole bunch of things. But anyway, his point was, his bone of contention, if you will, is that shouldn't keep you out of the Hall of Fame. That if you have the stats to get in, they should vote you in, no matter what everything else looks like in terms of your conduct or your personality or whatever. So it kind of, if they do make this rule change where they say you have to sign a piece of paper, or they won't consider, you have to sign a paper saying you'll show up if you're inducted. And if you don't sign the piece of paper, then they won't put you on the final ballot. Kind of is what T.O.'s saying, right? That people are being left out not because of their performance on the field, but because of something that happens off the field. So in a strange sort of way, if they do that, they're kind of validating the point that he made all along, right? So that's, who knows? I mean, but really, frankly, do you need to have people sign the piece of paper? He's the first person ever that didn't show up when they were inducted. And it's T.O., right? We all know T.O.'s a little volatile. So, I mean, I don't know why that should be the precipitating factor for a rule change that would affect everybody just seems kind of dumb to me, but I don't know. Hall of Fame, I don't run the Hall of Fame, so I guess it doesn't matter what I think in that regard. You said T.O.'s an idiot for sure. O.J. Simpson is in the Hall of Fame. It's kind of true. Yeah, right. But of course, I think O.J. Simpson was in the Hall of Fame before we had the white Bronco chase, right? So I think he didn't get inducted after the fact. But yeah, I mean, T.O. definitely has a point. I'm not going to deny that he has a point. That is numbered to 87. But at the same time, I mean, there are certain factors I think you have to consider. Now, certainly just the fact that the guy maybe wasn't the best guy in the locker room and stuff like that, well, that shouldn't do it. But let's say that you did go out and murder someone or something, well, then, that probably should factor in a little. I'm just saying, there are degrees of everything. So, one extreme to the other, I guess. Bobby B, you need a Saquon Barkley autograph. See, you should have had the Giants in the jersey break tonight. Then you would have had an autographed Saquon Barkley jersey, right? But I'm going to try to find you one in here because I'd like to find one too. Well, you're right, Jay Allen. It is kind of unusual that... I mean, I guess the thing with OJ is this. How are they going to really kick him out of the Hall of Fame? He was acquitted for all of the murders. So, the guy wasn't found guilty for that. He went to jail over beating somebody up over memorabilia in Las Vegas. And that's a whole other matter. You can't... That's not the kind of thing that would get you kicked out of the Hall of Fame, I don't think. Not the beating somebody up over the merchandise kind of deal. So it's kind of a fine line they walk there, in my opinion. That's Deron Payne with the aqueous test. But these days, my goodness, I mean, people get kicked out of things for, well, some of them deservedly so, and some of them it's just like a rush to judgment anymore. You say or do anything that someone else doesn't like, and it's good night Irene, so to speak. So, I don't know. That is numbered to 400, Carson Wentz and the Eagles. I would not want to be a young athlete trying to navigate a new job in a professional pro team setting and all the changes that come with that. And have to deal with all the social media, too. Can you even imagine? Because, they're just getting crucified every day by somebody. That is to 49 for the Cardinals. David Johnson on a ground force autograph. So a little veteran action instead of a rookie autograph in this box. Got a little vet action. So yeah, I couldn't even imagine. Well, first of all, I can't even imagine if they had had Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram and all that stuff when I was in high school. Oh, I think it would have been awful. I really do. Because kids are mean. They are so mean. So somebody, whether it would have been me or whether it would have been somebody else, somebody would have been miserable as a result of that. Just like these days, you go to any classroom in any school, anywhere in America, and you will find a handful of somebodies who are miserable, compliments of social media. And those are just like regular kids. Imagine being in the public eye like these guys are, going to the NBA at age 19 and going to, like Juan Soto and the Nationals at 19. These kids going pro in football. They might be 20, some of them 21, but they're young too. I just cannot even imagine. It would just be awful, I think. That is numbered to 75. It is Jared Cook and the Raiders die cut. Bobby B said he would be in jail. Well, listen, when you're talking about, you said, in the money they get at that age, well, yeah, if I had the money that they get at the age of 20, I would probably also have been dead. So I agree with you on that. I wouldn't, yeah. Having millions of dollars at 19 and 20 probably wouldn't have been a good scenario for me either. There is Doug Baldwin, Jersey Kings. That is numbered to 150 for the Seahawks. Of course, let's face it. I mean, it probably wouldn't be good for me to have millions of dollars right now either. I don't know that I've grown up enough to still do well if I had somebody handed me millions of dollars. This is numbered to 50, Isaiah Oliver. I'd still be out doing, I don't know what, something crazy probably. If somebody said, hey, here you go. Here's a couple $1 million. See ya. Okay, bye now. Yeah, life-changing kind of stuff. But of course, they don't get to keep all that money. Obviously, they've got tons that go out to Uncle Sam, first and foremost. And then you've got the agents taking a cut, and trainers taking a cut, and managers, and whoever the heck else. And most of them are also, I shouldn't say most of them, I will say many of them often seem to do a lot for their parents when they go pro, and all the sports, really. You always see them, you know, buying their family houses and cars and things like that. So I'm sure there's a lot of demands on the money that they get. So I doubt they get to just walk off with all that, but nonetheless, it's a lot to take in. We did do the jerseys already, Chris. They were first up tonight. We started at 9:30 tonight, and the jerseys were the very first break. And we pulled Saquon Barkley for the Giants. The guy whose name I can't pronounce, the Hall of Famer for the Cardinals. Todd Gurley for the Rams, and oh boy, who was the other one? I always forget one, don't I? And it's a different one every time. LaDainian Tomlinson, Chargers. Bobby, I have not seen the ESPN show called Broke. I'm assuming, based on the title and what we're talking about, that it's something to do with athletes who, you know, lost all their money, I'm guessing. Is it a series, or was it just a movie or a documentary, or what was it? I might have to go check that out. If I can find it, does it stream somewhere, anywhere? J. Allen, you'd like to try having millions. You and me both, friend. You and me both. It was a documentary. Yeah, I'll have to try to find that. Well, I'll tell you who one of them is an ex-University of Kentucky Wildcat player by the name of Rex Chapman. That a-hole went into Apple stores and was stealing products from Apple stores, acting like he was checking out with, you know, mobily, and then wasn't, and just taking the stuff and stealing it. Like, what an a-hole, man. And of course they finally caught him, and he had to be rehabbed and all kinds of other stuff. I think he had a drug, I don't remember if it was a drug or a drinking problem, whatever it was not good. And it just made me so mad, because I'm like, and of course he's been gone from UK for years, and he played pro and everything else. So really, my point is, we've long been in the rearview mirror at my alma mater. However, I was like, dude, you are embarrassing not just yourself and your family. Come on, man. You're embarrassing your school. What is this crap? So, stupid Rex Chapman. And then after he's rehabbed himself, we've hired him, or somebody hired him, to be an announcer on, I don't remember what, if it's the SEC network or what it's on, but he started last year, and that made me kind of mad too. I'm like, I don't want to look at Rex Chapman, freaking Apple stealing Rex Chapman. Go away, but we have him anyway. So he's just one in a long line that had a lot of money and blew it all, and then they did whatever they did. In his case, he stole stuff. So oh, you said that there's a ridiculous number of players that get divorced within 2 years of being out of the NFL. What is the rationale behind that? Is it because they're saying that once they don't have money coming in, then the wife leaves, or the player's like, I don't want to be married anymore? Like, who's doing the divorce thing in that scenario? That is numbered to 25. Or maybe it's the wife just saying, daggone, you are suddenly home way too much, and I realized I didn't like you as much as I thought. Or vice versa. He's home too much going, yeah, wife, I didn't realize, yeah, I don't like you as much as I thought. Either one of those things can happen with some sudden togetherness interjected where you don't expect it to be. And just a little Jordan Howard Dominators. I don't really know why it was turned backwards. I thought it might be signed or low numbered or something interesting, but it kind of wasn't. Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, with a Jersey Kings relic that is numbered to 25. Jay Allen says if he owned a sports team, he would require his players to get some regular financial help. And you know, you hear some of them talking about it. In fact, some of the players even talk to each other about it. In fact, I think a player just went off on a tangent about that on Hard Knocks, didn't they? So they do recognize it, and some of them do work to get their counterparts, headed in the right direction financially. But again, so many of these guys are so young. I mean, think about it. If you had all that money and all that influence and you're a celebrity on top of it and you're that age, what's anybody going to be able to tell you? Probably not much. That is numbered to 400, Jameis Winston. Andre Rison was featured on the show. You said it was like 80% of the people that got divorced within 2 years. And Bobby says the documentary has placed it squarely, the blame squarely on the wife, because his comment is gold diggers. This is numbered to 25. It is a die cut for the Falcons. Mohamed Sanu. You know, I don't know. It's just, I think that would be another very challenging aspect of things, would just be to know who to trust. And you would almost just kind of have to stick with people you knew before you got rich or before you got famous if you wanted to be on the safe side. Numbered to 100, Kenyon Drake. Bleacher Report had an article today about Alvin Kamara, and it was very insightful about the way that Alvin kind of structures the people who hang out with him, for lack of a better word. His inner circle, maybe, is the right way to say it, and a lot about that sort of thing. And it really does make you think about what it would be like to wonder if every new person you encountered was interested in you or interested in your money or your celebrity or your whatever. And I have some friends who are celebrities that are actresses and actors, but they're not like Oprah Winfrey level of celebrity. I mean, they're recognized and they make money and they make a living at it, and they have for years, but they're not that level, you know. They're not Tom Cruise level of celebrity where people are, you know, you can't eat out or people are going through your trash or stuff like that. So they don't really have those kinds of worries too much, but certainly they all know people who do. I have not seen Kamara's workouts, but the article talked about the fact that he doesn't like posting them, and that he's only posted one or two because he thought that the trainer that was working with him deserved the credit. And one of them, I guess, was him pulling a Jeep by a rope tied to his waist, and I forgot what it said the other one was. But anyway, that was one of the things he discussed, was that he did not think that all these guys should be publicly posting their workouts, that it shouldn't be for that. It should be for the purpose it's designed for, which is to get better, not to, show off, whatever. But that he posted those for his trainer because the guy was so good and he wanted to give him some credit. And then he also said after those got posted, the very next day he was random drug tested. So there you go. That kind of goes to the point that Serena Williams made when somebody came out with that article, because she had, I guess, never looked at it. Like, why would she? But someone who wrote an article recently had, I guess, counted up or gotten the information about tennis players and how often they're drug tested, and found out how many more times and how much more frequently Serena was drug tested than any other tennis player, male or female. And, so it does, I think, sometimes depend on performance. And so, yeah, so Alvin Kamara posts the workout of him pulling the Jeep with a rope tied around his waist and gets drug tested the next day. Yeah, just insanity. Oh, T. Cassidy, no worries, man. I held everything for you. I knew you were good for it. We are all square, my friend. No worries. Oh, you said not only was he pulling a Jeep, he had a bar with weights on his shoulders while he was pulling the Jeep with the rope by his waist. That is something else. I'll have to go find that video now. That is numbered to 100. But if you have the Bleacher Report app, I imagine a lot of you probably do. If you have that app, you should go on and find that Alvin Kamara article. I think it was just today that I read it. It could have been last night, but I think it was today. Recently, anyway. Recently enough that I think you should be able to find it if you're interested. But it was a pretty long article, too. Whoever the reporter was had spent some time with him, and it was kind of cool. It was a cool read. Jaleel Scott coming out for the Ravens. Numbered to 499. And the Ravens have like no problem hitting Jaleel Scott, but it has really been tough to get Lamar Jackson. He's been rather elusive this year. Not coming out at really the rate we would hope anyway, so far. Speaking of Alvin Kamara, here he's going to be if we can get the cards separated. It also talked about his time, because, he got in, when he was in college, of course, he got in that trouble at Alabama and ended up having to leave Alabama. And I don't know, he stopped 2 or 3 places, I think, before he ended up at Tennessee. And so he talked some about that, too, which was interesting to read about his perspective on how he was behaving when he was younger and at Alabama and all that. So, but he was definitely a success story of one of the success stories of last year's draft. In fact, somewhere around here, I should find those. Pretty sure I have some Alvin Kamara autographs around here because somebody had the Saints, I want to say, in Origins last year and didn't pay for them. And I think there was an Alvin Kamara or 2 in that they just didn't pay for. So it went into my giant collection of stuff that comes from unpaid teams. I need to find that. And you know who else? I think I have, besides him, I think I had Kareem Hunt, too, out of an unpaid team from something last year. Which always amazes me. Like, I get the people who are trying to run the scam that they'd say, oh, and this has happened like 3 times in the last few months, so this is really becoming very prevalent. But people will message you ahead of time so that you don't sell their team, and they'll say, oh, I'm having problems with my PayPal or my such and such isn't working, but, you know, oh, I'm working on it. And if I don't get it to you before you break it, you're going to have it really soon, whatever, whatever. And you think, oh, okay, well, you know, if they're going to take the time to message you and all this, they're probably okay. And then, oh, guess what? No, they're not. They watch the break, and if they make enough money to cover their spot, then they pay you. And if they don't, you never hear from them again. There's Kyle Lauletta to 99. So I kind of get some of that. Like, I don't like it, obviously, and it costs me a lot of money, and it really is not cool for a person to do that. But it makes sense why they're doing it. They're trying to, you know, steal from you, sort of. I mean, not exactly steal from you, but sort of steal from you. But the people who get the hits, and then they get the hits even of the good players, like, why are they not paying? I don't know. I've never understood that part of it. But it happens all the time. In fact, there's a few people right now going around doing exactly what I just said. Sending the, oh, I'm working on the payment. I'm having a PayPal problem. And occasionally it's legit. And usually you can figure those people out, and that's okay. But then I've had 2 or 3 unpaid item cases close in the last couple of months where that was exactly what happened. And then one of the people, I got a message today from another breaker who says, oh, you better watch out for XYZ because here's what they just did to me, and they got me for $200. And I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't get my bad bidder list out fast enough to you because they already tagged me. Exact same scenario too. I mean, he wrote exactly what had happened. But the guy had gotten me a month or so ago, and I just was negligent in getting the list out. So I felt kind of bad about that, because if I'd warned him, I could have saved him that. And usually I do. I'm usually better about that. Somehow this one fell through the cracks. So I saw an eBay seller update come through today. It doesn't look like they're changing a whole lot of stuff other than they're raising the final value fees in some categories, but it doesn't look like they are in our category. So that was good news. I just looked at the highlight reel of it. Oh, Sean, yeah, there was an autographed Saquon Barkley jersey came out tonight. It was, I feel, I've almost learned them at this point. There was Saquon Barkley for the Giants, LaDainian Tomlinson for the Chargers, Todd Gurley for the Rams, and the guy for the Cardinals whose name I can't remember. A 1 of 1. Woohoo! Our streak continues. I think we've had a 1 of 1 in our last, 2 or 3 nights of breaking. We've had 1 of 1s. And here's the one we got for tonight. It is a die-cut, press-proof Jason Witten 1 of 1 for the Cowboys. And I know you're probably thinking, like, Jason Witten, like, who cares because he's retired and whatever. But you know what? It's kind of hard to find a 1 of 1 in this product, so I'm still pretty psyched that we found it. It's a little tougher to pull 1 of 1s in here. Oh yeah, Sean, I agree with you. The Saquon Barkley, I was pretty psyched myself when we pulled that out. I mean, that was nice. Like, I know all of our rookies are in there because you can see them on the sell sheet, and they talk about the fact that they're in there, so you know it's a possibility. But they just hadn't been coming out. Now, granted, we've pulled some really nice hits, including Deshaun Watson, not this break, but the half case break before. And we've pulled Antonio Brown and Terry Bradshaw and Jim Kelly. I mean, we've been pulling really solid stuff. But we hadn't yet pulled any of our current crop of rookies. So that was a heck of a one to start off with tonight, with the first rookie out being Saquon Barkley. Was pretty sweet. So yes, indeed, I was happy about that. I don't even get to keep it, and I was pretty happy about that. So, hey, maybe we'll get lucky and find another rookie in the second half of the case. You never know. Jaleel Scott to 99. But Leaf jerseys are always pretty good. Actually, I like all the Leaf stuff. The Leaf autograph mini helmets, the Leaf autograph full-size helmets, and the jerseys always seem to bring really nice hits. More so than about any other product we open for signed memorabilia. I think the Leaf stuff generally brings us the biggest names the most consistently. So I tend to buy a fair amount of that sort of stuff when it comes out, and I also tend to break it. Well, the mini helmets and stuff I've been breaking in half cases and whatnot for a long time. This is the first foray into doing the jersey by half cases, but I think we'll keep doing that because it's really been a lot of fun. That's numbered to 99, Deron Payne and the Redskins. Because, I mean, otherwise, you know, I mean, of course, we would still get the same hits when we eventually got around to opening all 8 of them. But it's kind of fun to do 4 at once, isn't it? Like, I think so. Penrod says, oh, I know that it's a lot of cards, but you should break it in a half case because of the number of hits per box. Oh my gosh, I think I would do, oh my gosh. You know what? I could do that if we didn't ship all the cards. If the only thing that shipped were the numbered cards and the autograph and memorabilia cards, no problem. But otherwise, if you're talking about half cases, oh my gosh, I mean, that would be a massive amount of work to sort all of that and ship all of that. Because this, I mean, this alone is going to take a very long time. That's to 150 Leonard Fournette. And then you add another 600 and some odd cards to that. You're talking over 2,000 cards. I mean, that would take a long time to break, too. Look how long this has taken. And this is just a third. You would add another, what, 30, 40 minutes to this break as well. Of course, this particular case, that's numbered to 75, DeForest Buckner. This particular case, of course, we've already got set up to do thirds, and I don't really have any way around it because I've already done the first third. And then the second third's already listed, and, you know, we'll get the last third up pretty soon. But if we do another case of it, which, you know, we might, just depends. I wouldn't mind doing it half if we didn't ship all the cards. Either that or all the base cards go to one bidding spot. Although, even so, gosh, that would be, oh, that would be a lot of pounds of cards. But maybe. So, here is Chloe Kim. And we have to take her to random because she's the only fan of the game that just has the NFL symbol up there and no team. So, like, what's her deal? She's a fan of the game, but she has no team that she's a fan of? I don't know what her deal is. Shame on you, Chloe Kim. Pick a team. But in the meantime, because she hasn't, we're going to have to give her out by way of random. So Chloe's going to force us into random.org because she wouldn't commit to picking a team. I think you should have to commit to picking a team if you're going to be on a fan of the sport card. I'm just saying. You should have to pick a team. But because, you know, she's our Olympic skier, we're not going to make her and just put her in there at the NFL Shield. All right, so as you saw there, I copied all of our teams from the spreadsheet. I have now pasted each of those teams here into random.org. And not that anybody really cares that much about the Chloe Kim base card, but this is the right way to do it. So here we go. And it is going to the Jets. So the New York Jets have a fans of the game Chloe Kim card added to their stack. I'm sure that they are overwhelmingly excited to know that they have this Chloe Kim card coming to them. So, fans of the game, Chloe Kim, there it is. To the Jets, using random. Then to recap, we have the Fournette relic for the Jags. We have a handsome little 1/1 for Jason Witten and the Cowboys. It's die cut as well. To 25, a Pat Mahomes Jersey Kings relic. A nice passing the torch to 10. That is Marquise Lee and DJ Chark, both with very nice patches. Kyle Lauletta, that's a nice hit for the Giants, of course, numbered to 99. At least we hope it's going to be a nice hit. We hope he'll work out in the long run. Jaleel Scott and the Ravens, that is numbered to 499. Doug Baldwin, Jersey Kings to 150 for the Seahawks. A nice veteran signature for the Cardinals to 49 with David Johnson on a ground force insert. Here's a nice rookie phenom. They're all nice, aren't they? It's numbered to 99 for the Bears. It's a relic and a signature. And then we have to 25 All-Pro Kings, AJ Green. Yeah, I used to be able to speak. And the Bengals. Rookie phenom to 25, DJ Moore and the Panthers. I like that patch too, by the by. Mike White and the Cowboys to 499. And a Russell Wilson Jersey Kings to 150 for the Seahawks. Ben Rudd says you need to find someone who's a set builder with all the cards you're getting. You got that right, man. I mean, honestly, I don't really prefer to break products like this that has a lot of base and doesn't have as many hits. However, these days, you kind of have to. I mean, it goes back to that same thing I've been talking to you guys about, that there's a certain level at the distributor level. There's a certain expectation about buying things, and if you decide you're going to pass on something just because maybe you don't like to open it because it takes a lot of time or whatever, maybe it's not your favorite product, well, they kind of frown on that. So you have to jump in and go for it, and then you usually, hopefully, get rewarded down the road with the products that you do want. So that's kind of how that works. But Jay Allen, I don't disagree with that. I mean, we could do, I mean, again, that would be a certain amount of sorting if I broke it out into veteran base versus rookie base. I would really almost rather, but then of course you'd have to do something with inserts. I don't know, because all the inserts would still have to ship, which would be a big old hairy mess as well. I don't know. I would probably be inclined to do like all of the base, rookie or otherwise, then all of the well, but if you do, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. So if we go that route somewhere down the road, Jay Allen and Ben Rudd, I will have to think about how that would work. But it's obviously not going to be for this case regardless. This is already busted up into third, and third. But if we do more cases of this, then yeah, maybe I would consider doing it, as you said, as a half case, and then we'll just make a bidding spot for all the base or something like that. So I don't know. So somewhere in that realm. Oh, Bobby, you got excited. You thought that somebody was talking about the Saquon Barkley in here. I'm afraid not, my friend. They were still talking about the jersey. I'm so sorry. That's unfortunate. That's a bad thing. You see that, and you've got the Giants, and you're like, oh, yeah, man, I hit. And then it's like, uh-oh, whoops, no. They were talking about the jersey. I'm sorry, Bobby. You know I don't like to disappoint you, Bobby. But we did on that one. I try, though. I try to help you out with your Darius guys and stuff. So we're taking a quick look here at the spreadsheet one final time for anybody who might have missed this earlier. Shipping anticipated Monday for Clearly Authentic and Donruss. If I can get it sorted and shipped faster than that, I will happily do so. But plan on Monday. Be pleasantly surprised if it is sooner. The jerseys anticipating getting out the door on Wednesday. Consolation card info, well, I'm not going to read all of that off again, but you can see it up there. And if you have questions about it, hit me up and let me know. I'll answer them for you. And then coming up in the days ahead, of course, Elements tomorrow night. That's always a lot of fun to open. Another case of Clearly Authentic and a full case of Chrome Baseball. So it's going to be another long break tomorrow night. Friday night is a single football jersey for a change, a Game Day Greats. Leaf Flash Football if it shows up. If not, of course, the auction's already up. It'll run and end as normal. And if we have it Friday, we'll break it Friday night. If we don't, I'll reschedule the break as soon as the stuff shows up. Certified Football, definitely, of course, will go Friday night. On Saturday, we're going to do another half case of the Leaf jerseys. Noir Basketball, some more Donruss Football, and maybe Leaf Flash if it shows up. Sunday is another early start. We're going to start at 9:30 on Sunday. It will be Elements and a case of Archive Signature Active Player Edition because I managed to get my hot little hands on another one this week. Granted, marked up, but at a reasonable markup, maybe, sort of. And then a half case of Allen and Ginter. On Monday, Immaculate Baseball, another case of that will be arriving on Friday, so we will break it on Monday. The last of our Gold Standard, I'm sad to see it go, but we will finish up Gold Standard on Monday night. And Certified case number 7, we'll finish that up as well on Monday night. So I think that has got us wrapped up for this evening. Once again, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you bidding and breaking and chatting and hanging out with me, keeping me entertained, if you will. So we'll be back at it tomorrow night. Until then, take care. Bye now.